Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at our Swagman XC2 Bike Platform Rack right here on our 2017 Ford Taurus. This is a platform rack without the platform rack price. So this is your bare minimum bike rack. If you just need the bare necessities, you don't want to pay extra for extra features that you don't really need, this would be the bike rack for you. It has a 35-pound weight capacity, which is pretty normal for a platform rack. It's very lightweight, very minimalistic, so even when you're not using it, you could just store it inside of the trunk of your Taurus. So we're going to take a look at some of the different specs, different measurements, but focusing on your sedan so that you can make the right decisions for you, your bicycles, and your car. This bike rack does not tilt away. There are some options for you if you do want a bike rack that tilts away though. There's going to be the Swagman XTC Tilt. It's going to look very similar to this but have a little bit more features like being able to tilt it away with your bikes on. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the bike off so that we will be able to open up our trunk. So the way our bike is mounted is we have two wheel hoops. Those are really just holding the weight of your bike, and what's really stabilizing it is going to be this frame mount. So when you want to take the frame mount off, you just press that button or that lever and then pull up on the hook. So we're going to do this one. I'm just going to leave it to the side. Then we're going to do this one. I take it all the way off just to make it a little easier for me. And then you have two options here. If you have a light bike, you could just lift this up and over the mast, or you can make it a little bit easier for yourself. And I just pull this pin real quick, push this mast down, and just like that, we only have to lift it a slight bit and we're ready to go on a bike ride. So now if you want to access your trunk, you have full access to it. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some measurements of our bike rack. I'm going to be putting these masts back just to show you how that works. We have a bunch of pins here. They're very easy to pull out, kind of tricky to put back in if you don't have it lined up yet, but practice makes perfect. These hooks ratchet down to secure your bike's frame. One thing to note is if you have a step-through frame or an alternate frame, what may happen is that these don't go low enough to get your frame, so you will probably need a frame adapter bar. These are the wheel hoops. So the maximum tire width they can carry is up to 2.5 inches. You can also adjust them. So if you have this knob and you loosen it, you can move these back and forth to accommodate different wheelbases. The maximum wheelbase you can carry with this is up to 52 inches. So some bike racks, they fold up to be closer to your bumper so that take up less space. What this does is something different. This will always add this amount of length to the back of your vehicle, but if you need to store it inside of your garage or inside of your trunk, you can fold up these side arms. So first we'll take a look at the measurement of length added with this in the ready to ride position. Measuring from our rear bumper to the end of the bike rack, it sits at 18.25 inches. And that's a very short, very compact bike rack. Your bikes are going to add a little bit of extra length to that, but it's really nice because you already have a smaller sedan. So whenever you're backing into your garage or trying to park into a tight spot, just don't forget that you have a bike rack as well as bikes behind you. Then to fold the arms up, you're just going to pull these pins, 1 and 2. These go up against your mast. Push those pins back in to secure it. This is going to be the compact storage position, ideal for if you're storing it inside your garage, in your trunk, in your back seat. With it in this position, you can still open up your trunk. Even with the arms down, you can still open up your trunk. The only time you can't open your trunk is when the bike is on. Definitely something worth considering. This has an 1.25 inch shank with a 2-inch hitch adapter. So depending on your hitch receiver will determine on if you keep the adapter on or not. Our Ford Taurus today has an 1.25 inch hitch receiver, so I did take off that adapter. It fits right in there. You just pop it in and then you use the included tool to tighten it down, or you can do what I do, make your life a little bit easier. Use a 3/4 inch socket and a wrench, tighten that down, and you now have an anti-rattle bolt holding your bike rack in. So let's do a quick shake test. As I shake our bike rack by the shank, notice how I'm really just moving the vehicle itself, showing that it's a secure fit between the bike rack and the hitch receiver. You'll still get a little bit of extra rattle from those pins, but you won't get extreme rattle from an improper fit. So my personal thoughts about this bike rack is don't expect too much from it. This is a very affordable bike rack. It does check off all the boxes. I think it does do a good job of holding your bikes down and secure. It's a platform rack, so you still get more stability than even the pricier hanging style bike racks. They're not swaying into each other. But it doesn't have some features, so you don't get the tilt away, you don't get the extra weight capacity, it doesn't fold up to be less compact. So those are other things you might want to be interested in. We have a bunch of other bike racks like those. Some options are going to be the XTC Tilt, which I talked about earlier. Another one could be the Kuat Transfer V2. That's an even nicer bike rack, allows you to step into it, and then you get all those integrated locks, things like that. But if you're looking for something simple, nothing too fancy, and you don't want to pay extra for features you don't want or need, the Swagman XC2 might be a really good option for you. Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or a pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Now lastly, we're going over some full speed bumps, and we can see here the up and down action, and this will just be like driving in and out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway. And that was a look right here at our Swagman XC2 2-bike platform rack here on our 2017 Ford Taurus. My name is Evangeline, and I hope this helped you out.